Hello, everybody. Hopefully, everybody can hear me on YouTube. No, don't technically have, I think, viewers right now, but hopefully in the future.
Hang on. Alright. Oh, no, is that the right one? No,
Let's see.
That's an old one.
Testing. Why does the mics look like it's, hopefully I don't echo too much. Here we go. Testing. Yep, I can hear myself. Alright. Excellent. I'll just say one hello world. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Alright, we left off with Bazgoth. The Crimson Blade. Grumthar had united with a long-lost friend, Selah, which she was able to guide the party, eventually giving them some advice, a little bit of blessings, and they were able to actually bring down a large hydra of sorts. Some deadly creature there that wasn't so deadly, was the full might of the orc powers combined. And eventually starting to look around the room in order to try to investigate and descry some clues that might help them to figure out how to move on to the next level. Unfortunately, unable to figure out what the piece of the puzzles that were missing, Grumthar moved to the next door, and there he actually saw the vision of Selah once again, pulling in Grom and Bordak, of course, but Selah telling them about honor, loyalty, and remembrance of names, and who your heroes, or not heroes, but who your friends and partners and fellow warriors, brothers in arms in a way. And with that, telling them that by proclaiming names, perhaps, maybe, telling them to say who they are, and perhaps what they are. And Grumthar proclaimed the names of all the people currently within the room, currently traveling together. And some of the runes begin to glow a faint blue. And now we stand as Selah is still there, watching, nodding, and stares at the rest of you, at least Bordak and Grom, and looks over at Bordak after Grumthar finishes with his naming of the current group. Then the floor is open as she looks at you, Bordak.
He's looking at me. Wow.
So is the door still technically closed?
Yes, but it has faintly glowing bluish runes now.
And where exactly do we see Selah's visage at the moment?
You know, I would remember to eventually create something for her. Let's let's go ahead and do this. And I'll just put something in there for now. Whoa, don't put that one there. Well, I know I have. We'll just say this one right now since it's all covered up and... Oh, maybe it won't let me. What in the world? Come on, pull it over. Boom. We'll just use that one for reference. There we go.
Okay.
From the other end of the room, Tarnik yells out, "Keep going! The runes are lighting up on this door. Whatever you're doing is working. Keep going."
she just looks over at Bordak and says, "Well," she says, "You are the one that so far has been leading people. Who are your fellow companions? Do you remember them? Do you know who they are? Do you honor them? In battle, at least."
I honor everyone that has stood by me.
And then speak their names.
Ram. Grumthar. Ab. Naruz. Tarnek.
And you see the lights glow ever more strongly and starting to light up the entire wall upon which this door is hinged to. And you see the fires, the four fires, start brightening up as well that are to your different corners currently. And you can sense that there's a sort of energy starting to vibe within the room, thrum through the room. And roll me, let me see, who would be, I guess Grumthar and Bordak, you're the ones by the walls. So go, you three can roll me a perception.
All right.
Okay.
Two, 19, 16. Okay. 16 is the
22.
lowest. So, with that, the murals of different warriors and different representations of orcs doing various things here eventually swirl with these blue runes. And finally, instead of just phrases, words, you see them that if it's the orcish letters start maneuvering and wavering, molding into other words, and the murals just start to be seen a little bit more clear, more defined. And some of them you can tell what actually the warriors are, who might be casters, some holding fires, others holding axes, and as if the dust itself almost falls off these murals. See, so 1922. So Grumthar and Bordak. For one of them, you are able to notice that there's a name that comes together. And, well, actually. Oh, no. Yeah, no, that was right. You rolled a 16. So, but as far as Grumthar and Bordak, you see there's a warrior that seems to be defending some sort of fire, perhaps a sacred fire. And you are able to recognize, let's say, Grom, you can actually try to roll me a religion check.
Okay. We're done. Well, not very good.
Very good. Okay. So, let me see. Let's go with Bordak. You can roll me a history. And Gromthar, you might... Yeah, Gromthar, you can roll me a history.
I can attempt it. Yeah, I got right on the line, actually. But whatever. We'll go with 3 instead of 17.
Let's see.
One
then
question,
I'm gonna-
as this is going on, does Grom get the sense that as Bordak is speaking these names, like the orcs are recognizing and basically allowing them? Does there seem to be significance in recognition, or is it more just the Bordock is like, oh, here's my list of compatriots?
Well, there's a significance in recognition and honoring those who have fought alongside you, and in return, memorizing their names and remembering them. So there's a significance in that importance, and loyalty, and link. Kind of what she had spoken of last time. The sense of being forgotten and all the importance of the war and for what people had died for is nothing more, just erased. And so that's the significance she was trying to get through.
Okay.
And
you think Grom would kind of, would this, like, you know, would he recognize that? Are those the things that he realizes? Kind of?
I would say that's an
Or is that
RP an RP moment if you think he would recognize that.
I kind of think he would. He'd be getting a clue, and as you know, as they're studying the history and the door and the murals, he might walk out kind of to the middle of this, and he would kind of raise his hands up in like this kind of glorious euphoria, and he would say,
You see, my brothers, they recognize us.
and then he would just raise his hands up and bask in the glory of being recognized, and you know, Grom's all about pleasing the crowd. This kind of feels like a crowd moment to him. Anyway.
Very good, my own friend.
Does anybody have any
Darn it.
inspirations left?
Come here. Oh, I spent mine, but I'd like to.
Oh, what inspiration? I have no inspiration at the moment.
Okay.
Everybody got some
I
from
do.
the role playing the other night or a couple of weeks ago. I
Yeah.
used mine already.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if anybody else has.
Okay.
I think
it was
I
the only
do.
way to
I
send
just
my
haven't
memory.
used it. Let me check.
I was just going to say if you wanted to re-roll that. Otherwise, for the most part, can't quite get it. But I will say that with Grom,
Yeah, I still have my inspiration.
I guess it would be up to you if you wanted to give it to somebody else. But
Oh, can we do that?
usually you can do it at the
That's
end of the
fine.
games. But in my campaigns, I've been letting people share it amongst themselves.
Yep. No, happy to do that.
So if anybody wants to re-roll a dice, give it to.
So Bordak is going to call to the others.
Sure.
Barnick, come over here. I think we have it figured out.
As they're doing that, Grom is just like marching back and forth, and he's actually kind of like talking to the murals, not directly, but just like, or like talking to his compatriots, but looking at the murals, being like,
You recognize us, the chosen of Ganache. We're here for a purpose. Bask in the knowledge that you're about to be rescued.
and that he's talking to the murals.
Let's have roll me an investigation DC 17.
I've got a hide investigation.
Well, Grom for this one, since he's the one
Grom.
moving back and forth.
Dang it,
Investigation. All right,
Grom.
here we go. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
Good job.
wow.
Heck yeah.
Let's say that as you are marching back and forth, you are able to see a scratched over carving of a war leader shattering shields. And you can... Okay, yeah, so I would say that you barely caught it right here as you were marching back and forth. So
As it catches his eye, he's gonna march back over. Out over there, you say?
and with that, you can roll me a... see how this does. Roll me an insight check of DC 14.
As he approaches, he's going to lay his hand upon the mural and he's going to say, "Speak to me, ancient spirits." But you said an
energy
insight
now
check.
thrums as you say that.
Okay, here we go. Insight check. Roll good. It's not great.
Ooh, right on it. Okay, you realize the mural was intentionally defaced to hide shame or jealousy. There are stone slabs around it, so you can either try to roll an athletics DC 15 to try to remove some of the slabs.
Just make sure you return to slabs.
I would like to try to do that. All right, here we go.
You need help?
Athletics, probably. Is this a thing that, like, is Grom, does he have the option to kind of say, "Friends, come help me for a moment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's something here." Okay, yeah, he's going to do that. And then as they're coming over there, he's going to kind of whisper, "Shame. I'm well acquainted. But whoever did this will not survive." Grom seems to be on a mission to avenge this. That at least seems to be his attitude. All right, so Bordok, as you approach,
my friend.
Grom's going to point to the stones. He's going to say, "I think these are movable. We should move them. See what's underneath. They've been intentionally scratched. This is bad magic, bad energy."
So I will gently move them.
Can
All
I
right.
give him the help act?
Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
Athletics DC 15. Oh, all right.
26.
You throw it across the ceiling and it goes. No, just kidding. You lift it, and with this, I'd say that you begin to just move various slabs, and eventually, on this mural, you can start seeing the warrior's broken name starting to be pieced together as you move these slabs. And with the high investigation, Gromthar, you are able to direct Bordak in placing these stone slabs just in the precise locations. And her deeds, they begin to actually echo in whispered Orcish. You can't understand them, Grom, but Bordak, you can. And she was one of the ones that stood against the wave of Korgath's waves of evil undead that tried to take over the city. Kura, Bone Splitter, is what you see in these stone slabs. This is what you read silently, both, well, actually I don't know if Grom can read Orc, but Bordak, you can read this.
Okay.
Does Grom see that there's Orc written there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. In that case, I think he would take a moment, actually 10 moments, and he would ritual cast Comprehend Languages.
Ah,
Or I
okay.
can just tell you and save a slot. I mean,
You could, but he would think to himself that he wants to read it himself, actually. Even if you read it to him, he would still wanna
I get you.
cast it.
I understand.
So he would pull out his viol and he would start kind of playing a low tune and humming and meditating. It would look like he's doing something magical as he ritual casts a spell.
All right. And you feel the thrumming of the magic as it seeps like whiskey into your brain, and all of a sudden you're able to read the name of Kura, Bone Splitter.
He's gonna say it out loud, and then is it just the name, or are there other things written?
Nope, just the name. And as you speak and the words reverberate off the walls, there. Oh, Tarnik is there. Tarnik, you are able to see an energy, bluish light outline the doors of where you're standing. And for everybody else, you just see these other bluish runes get stronger. But where Tarnik is standing, you see the doors actually start giving way. A little bit of dust falls from the top. And you hear a grumbling of rock as it slides open just a bit. Not a lot. Maybe you can get a finger through, but it's still heavy. Something is happening.
Sonic would approach the door hesitantly and reach out and try and push or pull on the door, depending on which way it went to begin with, to see if it moves any further. And then he'd yell out to the others, "Keep going! I think you're on the right track now for sure. This door's almost open. Keep going."
Does Grom recognize this name that he's reading in history or songs or anything? Out of game, I'm not sure that I've heard this name before.
Actually, because of the situation, no, you wouldn't.
Okay. Grom's gonna... Okay.
Korgath crosses his right arm in a fist to his chest and bows and gives a little prayer to watch over the fallen hero.
You can feel the thrumming of the runes now as you also do this.
Grom would put his hand on the wall and he would say, "Tell me, who is this person? Tell me of their story." He says to Bordak.
I'll tell Grom what I know of her.
From what you can tell, it's just a warrior who was standing against the onslaught and wave of undead.
And for an orc, that's enough. That's all we need to know.
And then Grom would growl and say, "Then why is her visage defaced?"
And
Actually
Sayla
offends him. Like someone who would desecrate someone's memory this way is very offensive to Grom.
And Sayla walks forward and says, "Because that is what the mist wanted. They stood against the undead plague. But eventually, with Korgath and the mist that was released here, their memories were taken, eventually becoming just husks of what they used to be. They forgot who their allies were. Some of them had rage, others just became nothing, sitting, waiting for death to take them. Others started fighting amongst themselves. That is what the mist does. That is what Korgath released. His foolishness."
That is what's happening to us.
Grom would press himself up against the wall and whisper and say, "Worry not. Something far worse than the mist has entered these catacombs now. Me."
Let's see.
Then he's gonna step away.
Roll me a wisdom. DC 17.
All right.
And then, Silent needs to do that too.
Don't take my daughter.
Okay, so she's good. She just kind
Is a
of,
wisdom saving throw?
yeah, she just kind of falls to her knees and clutches her head. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't kind of like that because the thing is like literally cut between a 1 and a 7, and somehow it's just giving me something else.
It should be
Oh,
that way.
yeah.
Is this
It
when you
does
want to use
that.
that inspiration?
You can use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the inspiration.
Okay.
Onyx inspiration is still floating there if someone needs it.
Excellent.
I'm gonna go silent and
Grom, unfortunately unaware of Cub's predicament, has gone to the other side, seeing if there's a matching defaced rune on the other side.
Ooh, okay. Let's go ahead and see what Cub rolls.
Before that,
give yourself inspiration.
yeah.
So
Oh,
There we go.
There you go.
24.
That's
You
more
figured
like
it
it.
out.
battle
Much
averted.
better.
The breaking of the team has been avoided. All right. So between Cub and Silent, at least Cub was what he's feeling is something trying to pierce into his mind again. Something trying to scratch at its brain, as if searching for more substance there. But because of this, it seems to almost had broken into something that perhaps he didn't even know, but then it disappears. It vanishes. And then Silent, as Bordak, you're moving over to her, she like on her knees, just grabbing her head, her hair in between her fingers. It's almost like she's trying to pull her hair away, but then she looks and her eyes look up at you, and then they become normal again. They were wide. And she like, there's something in my head.
I know, child. Look at me.
And she stares.
Who are your allies?
And she looks around, strange, confused. Grom.
Name them.
Grom and Cub. And you. Bordak?
Name them all, child.
She looks confused. I thought Tarnik, but he's angry. Very angry.
He will come to his senses, hopefully soon. But don't worry. The same thing that is afflicting you is afflicting everyone. It's the mist.
And she
We
looks-
must keep our heads.
She walks over to you, and then she looks over at Grumthar. Crinkles her eyebrows a bit. I don't know about that one, she whispers in your ear.
It's okay, child. As long as we have the same common goal, we are all allies.
And she shrugs. She whispers really softly in your ear, and she says, I don't remember his name.
Does Grom hear this?
Oh, she's whispering.
Okay.
Grumthar.
Okay, Grumthar. And she finishes this. You see the door, Tarnik, more energy, just fueling it. Opens maybe another inch. And then she finishes and says, and... oh my god, how did I forget the name? What was the bear's name again?
Crag.
Oh, and she says, Crag. And you see all the runes start now going toward the right and left walls as well. And these fires starting to go up another foot. And go ahead and roll me, Grom, since you're over there. Sorry. Pulling up my notes really quick. For this one, roll me a... Ooh, this will be interesting. So for this particular one, roll me an Arcana DC 16.
And now is this for examining the wall?
Yes.
Okay, now I have a question. Since I examined the other part of the wall and I came over here just out of like kind of like a common sense, work down from the top, do I get like maybe advantage on it?
I'll go ahead and give you advantage. Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, here we go.
I saw that coming.
My Arcana's not that great. It's
Oh.
not that great. Here we go. Oh, that's good.
Oh wow.
Turned out
Jeez.
You're right. It's not that great.
It's not that good.
You do, knowing to investigate from last time, getting that advantage. This time, it is a sense of magic that is in the cracks between the stones, and you see that there's actually almost a carving of a totem. So with that, go ahead, as you're now watching this, trying to learn. I'll give you advantage in this one too. So give me a nature DC 13 check.
Nature DC 13. Okay, here we go. Nature. I haven't made a nature check in a long time. Oh, it's not super great. Here we go. Oh, not good.
As you are looking at it, you're just not able to pick up on what this means. You just see the totem there and not quite understanding it. What you can do though is see if you can roll a religion. This one is a DC 18.
Okay. C18 religion. Here we go. Okay, now this is maybe a stretch. Since I've been hanging around the orcs and have learned more about them, do I get an advantage on that?
Unfortunately, not as much in this one.
Okay, that's okay. Totally fine.
Oof. 4 points under, unfortunately.
Okay, so now, is this just, do I just see a wall? Or am I seeing, like,
Well, you
are there
see-
symbol?
You see this totem that's etched into it, but you do sense the magic in the cracks. And you see this...
Does my comprehend languages give me anything?
Unfortunately not. It seems to be more of the understanding the... pretty much the images here in this particular one. So you're not able to understand them, just possibly because you might not have that orcish history and religion.
Gotcha. Okay. Grom is going to, realizing he can't understand it, he's gonna kind of slam his fists onto the wall, not in like a destructive way, but like a passionate way. And he's gonna whisper to the wall. He's not calling for outside help yet, but he's gonna whisper to the wall, "Why? I understand you. I know that this is important." He's gonna like lay his forehead against the wall and just think for a minute. Just like eyes best to figure it out. Anyway, that's what he's doing.
And as far as everybody else, y'all probably see Grom do that in here. And hear him do this. What is everybody else doing?
I'm gonna tell Silent, go help him, child. He may need you. And then I'm gonna go to Cub.
Okay.
Yes.
Who are your allies, friend?
Who are my allies?
Yes, that's the puzzle. Who are your allies?
The only ones I see is Silent, Tico, and you.
And the others?
Sometimes I see Grom as one, but not Orc Idiot number 1 and Orc Idiot number 2.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Okay.
It's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I
it's too
just
far
see
away.
them as, I just see them as idiots, and they just don't care about life.
Does Grum hear this?
You could probably roll me if they're talking in normal voice, you could probably roll me a perception. I mean, they're not what
I will
40,
admit,
50.
Grum is very caught up in his own things. So it's if
So
it's a
disadvantage.
might be at a disadvantage maybe. Would you, GM? Would you agree? Maybe.
Yeah, if you're caught up in
All right, because I don't really want him to hear it, but he would have to respond if he hears this. Okay, maybe he didn't.
yeah, he's caught up in there. As Silent is walking up and just kind of stands next to him, looking up at him.
Okay, very good.
So I understand that Grumthar's interactions so far with the Duergar here have not necessarily been favorable. However, on my character sheet, due to my belt of dwarven kind, I do have advantage on charisma persuasion checks with dwarves and Duergar. So
Interesting.
might soften that just a little bit.
Yeah, that would be up to how Cub would want to RP it. I usually,
Yep.
yeah, because I usually
Yep.
don't aim like.
So yep.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And so, Cub, I just remind you, you have some softness there. Now, that doesn't mean you don't think he's an idiot. All right, I'm not telling you that. But
Yeah.
But take
Just
into
so you know.
account that he has a
I
magical
agree.
aura
Like-
about him, maybe.
Yeah, like I see, it's like I'm not like for you with your characters, like you're new. The only thing I just see you is just like he's like you are like a barbarian idiocy itself, you know.
yeah, there's no doubt.
Like, so that's what I see you basically. Like you're just a fighter that just swings, don't have no care in the world type of aspect. You know, let the consequences be your actions type of thing. That's just like it's idiotic process, but it's like a typical barbarian idiocy that I would like commonly accept on in your aspect. Unlike with Tarnik, we have beef, so I call him idiocy as a insult.
Speaking of Tarnik, I'm very curious what Tarnik is seeing as this unfolds at that other door.
So far, it's just that
He's
the
just
door.
leaning on the door, looking
Yeah,
So I was like,
into shadow, I'm guessing.
yeah. So far, as you are looking in, you do see just barely at the angle because this wall is thick. Maybe right straight in front of you, because it's about 1.5 inches that it's open now. And you see this, maybe an axe that's right straight in front of you, maybe other weapons hanging on a wall. And it's dark inside currently, but you have night vision. Correct? I think you do, right? Yeah.
I believe
Yep.
it works.
All orcs have dark vision. I believe.
Yeah.
Out
So,
to 120.
good lord, dwarf. But that's what you see currently if you are kind of just peeking your eye there. But yeah, every time something happens, that door slides. It seems to be sliding more. So, other than that, what would Grumthar be doing?
Grumthar is emotionally a wreck right now. His unadmitted, but probably in the core of his soul, his beloved Selah that he hasn't seen in 5 years, and he's been searching, unendingly. He left the military to search for her on his own, and now she's here and she's helping them, and he is actually afraid. He doesn't want to get too far from her in fear that she will disappear again. But by the same token, he has confided in her and spoken the words and spoken the friendships and he feels like he at least has done what he needs to move on and doesn't quite understand why haven't we been able to move forward yet? What is our stumbling block? What must we yet have to do?
And as
We're
he
doing it.
yeah, yeah, pretty much what Bordak said. But yeah, she's gonna look over at Bordak and she looks at Grumthar and she says, "This group is fractured. Our group, when we roamed together, the teams we led, they were not fractured. We worked as a unit. And then I had broken that loyalty in a sense, that unity, going off by myself. I took a road that I was not supposed to. I don't know how I ended up here, but..." She looks over at you. "Grumthar, your rage. All I needed to do was point it. But, in a sense, I was a leech. A lich, not a lich. I can't even pronounce it. I can't say it. Leash.
A leech.
Leash, yes.
Yeah.
She's saying leash.
Wait a minute.
She says,
Oh, so she didn't mean actually lich. She's
yeah,
not a lich.
yeah, leash. Pardon me, my tongue doesn't want to talk right. But she says
As
a
a-
leash. And
Just double checking kind of a big.
and she says, "But now you don't have that anymore. You are not a fool, Grumthar. This place is what breaks people. This place is what's ruining the minds of these warriors, healers, or masters of the arcane here. I am no longer your, well, companion in the living world. You are your own, let's say, leash as far as controlling your rage. I never meant for you not to use your rage. Just learn to aim it correctly like I used to. And for these people, if you know how to control rage, perhaps you can tame the fires of some of these in this group. Learn from it. Because if you cannot pass this, then there is no moving forward. You will not push beyond that door there. I'm afraid the mist has already imprisoned you in here. Even the gods won't be able to break through certain rules, and whatever this mist rules are, they're alien to even me, perhaps even gods." And she thinks for a moment, looking on the floor. "I think I have even seen in the mirror veil the body of a god."
He's a little dumbfounded, and this is Bordak, and he says, "My first instinct is to slap upside the first person that doesn't like me," which seems like a contradiction. We are teammates. We must band together. And he moves his way over to Is that Cub right there?
Yeah.
Just yeah. Cub,
What?
this idiot is at your mercy. We must band together and act as one. I humble myself. I understand my actions are rash, but my power comes from my rashness. You may assist me in taming my fire, guiding my fire, my rashness. And I offer that same acknowledgement, humbleness to each of you, even you, elf, as she approaches.
Yeah. She'll look. Starts walking. She looks back behind to Grom. And she like, Grom. And then she will walk over. And she says, she looks over at Grumthar. And she almost smiles and says, and nods, I have nothing against Orc. Orc killed my family, but I am willing to work and help all that are friends now. And her broken orc.
Our people have had a long history of hatred and unaligned values. See this as an opportunity, a step to maybe bridge that gap. We must band together. If we cannot accept each other, we will never leave this room.
And Silent looks, her eyes go wide, and she looks at Cub. And then she looks kind of in the direction where Tarnik might be. And she looks down, kind of frowning. I don't know if we will get out then.
Now, she had said before Grom, and she walked away, and I'm assuming Grom heard that, and so he followed her because he's very concerned with her well-being. And when he would hear this, he would actually go walking off.
I think as you're doing that and hearing Silence say what she said, I think Grunthar just wails, "Tarek, get your green ass over here!"
At some point, Grom would come to the bottom of the stairs, and he'd look up the stairs.
Yes, Tarnik, you hear this, and you're at the bottom of the stairs as you hear Grom's voice say this, and as you say this, the bear is just next to Grumthar right now, and he just starts licking his hand. And because of this, too, as you do this and you speak to Cub and the elf, you, below your feet, actually see and feel the thrumming of energy start pushing out like runes on the floor and start growing, and you see it as it now spreads through the entire floor, and you feel Selah's hand on your shoulder, and if you look back, either way, seems to have a faint smile as she looks at you with eyes that seem to have some sort of, I guess, perhaps proud in them.
I look back and the bear's look at my hand, I think he said, and I just take that hand and I give a affectionate pat on the bear's head, and Grunfar's probably, proud and stoic, but yet eyes are welling with water, and he doesn't like to show his emotions, and I hope, Selah, someday we can have an adventure in the afterlife, in the Mirrorvale, whatever this is.
If she is alive, we will find a way to rescue her.
Thank you, Bardak. Grumthar? Not Grumthar, Tarnak?
Tarnak.
Like, when you do that, I'm like, I go, Grunthar,
Yes.
you're an idiot. You're kind. But
A
still
good
an idiot.
And all his most humble act is just kind of a grumble and a sneer.
That's basically me trying going. It's like, you know what? I'm starting to accept you as a possible companion.
Oh,
It's like as I'm giving you, as I, like I'm looking at you, as I'm like kind of like giving you an assurance of like, yeah, you kind of have my companionship for this.
And he's been petting the bear with one hand, and he starts to reach out to pet Cub on the head, but thinks twice that might be disrespectful.
it might be.
Sayla,
That's some growth.
Sayla will
That is.
move over and she will attempt to grab Grumthar's hand, and she like just gives it kind of like from what she can remember, an orcish handshake, and she says, "I will also be your companion and do my best to help the group out, to help all of us." And
Korgath will put his hand on Grumthar's shoulder and say, I understand the rage that comes when you need it. My wife and child were murdered in front of me. I work very hard every day not to succumb to that rage again. So I will do my best to help you control it.
I'm about to storm over there and drag Tarnix over here. Tarnix,
all
we're
right.
having a moment, and you're missing it.
that was that. Let's jump
Rob
over
has
to.
something.
Oh, sorry. Somebody saying something.
Oh, well, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say let's go ahead and jump over to Grom and Tarnik and see what's going on there. Whoosh! As you approach, you see this door now open about a foot. As everybody sees the floors just light up with runes here, and actually, with Cub, it opens up about 2 feet, and you start hearing like what seems like little clinks somewhere inside, like if like locks are starting to become unlocked. But yeah, Grom, you arrive as you hear these shouts from Grumthar and Tarnik. You are at the door. What are y'all doing?
Arnik has his head in the gap, looking inside.
And go ahead and roll
He
me.
can't get his whole body through, but he can get his head through, I'm guessing.
Yeah. You see a lot of weapons. You even see what would be the best I could describe as shelves of maybe obsidian, same color as this stone, that has anywhere from daggers to axes, swords, great swords, all the numerous weapons that you can think of that would be used by orcs. Some of them hanging, some of them laying down perfectly. And amazingly, what may seem to have been here for years, they are in very fine condition. And you'd see runes on a shiny obsidian floor. They're glowing a blue as well. But then you see stairs on the corners to the very north that are on the right and on the left that lead up to the ceiling.
As he hears Grom approaching, I'm guessing the obsidian box itself would dampen the sound with his head inside it.
I would say that with your head inside, you're about flush with the other side. So your nose is like right flush with the other side. So you would probably be able to hear it still. Just, yeah, it would be dampened, but you still hear it enough because of Grumthar's loudness.
Yep. So turn to Grom as he approaches and say, "What are they yelling at? They're almost finished. Keep going." This door's almost open. Looks
Grom's
like
gonna-
the armory.
Grom's
Tell
gonna look
He's
at
everybody
very
let's go
excited.
over there.
Grom is going to look at Tarnik and say, Tarnik. And he's going to start walking up the steps toward Tarnik in a kind of, I would say, suspicious gait. Looking Tarnik right in the eye. And he would say, there is honesty. Seems to be a part of this. Camaraderie. Being true. And then he's gonna walk up to Tarnik and he's gonna say, and he's gonna kind of stand up very tall and straight and look at Tarnik a couple steps below him. So he's kind of looking up at him, and then he would say, from the first day, I considered you the best of us. And this holds true. I have written in my journal I would follow Tarnik anywhere. I am also very afraid of people, orcs especially, not believing in me, seeing me as a fraud. But this place calls upon us to be united. Tarnik, we must come to an understanding about Silent right here and right now. She is one of us. If I am one of us, think back to what I've done. I have not been the most perfect companion, but I have fought and bled and died for this group. And I've come back to continue to serve faithfully. So let us squash this now. And I feel like Tarnik would see Grom's hands trembling because it is very... Grom is not good at having these kinds of direct conversations. And then he would draw his dagger, the dagger his father gave him, and he would hold it out to Tarnik, and he would say, either accept Silent on my level or end me.
Oof.
Send me back to the hells. And I continue forward in this broken way.
Tarnik looking down at Grom with the dagger extended.
Which
Looks down at him and goes,
Tarnik would see the dagger literally shaking, because Grom, this would be terrifying to Grom.
Yep.
To be dishonest. Yeah.
Tarnik would kneel down, reach out towards the dagger, and as he got close to it, he would turn his hand so his palm up, and he'd grab Grom's forearm and raise him back up to his full height. Never bow to a comrade. What is this you were talking about, honesty? Are you asking me about my loyalty? I am loyal to the Bazgoth. The Bazgoth are my clan. All of them. All the members of the Bazgoth are my clan. And I honor and respect all of them.
Name them.
Including Grumthar. Including that annoying dirt-eater cub. Including you, Bordak, despite your misguided decision-making. And you, Grom, in front of me, you are definitely part of Bazgoth. And Ruin, he is part of Bazgoth. He is not with us now, but he is still part of Bazgoth. He is still part of my clan. And Syrinx, taken recently by the mist. She too is Bazgoth. She too is my clan. And I honour and remember all of them. And silent till she attacked our goddess. She was part of this clan. And as such, she's still part of this clan. She just needs to redeem her value.
She will.
That is all.
Oh, at this,
But I
at this
never
Grom-
forget a clan member. I never forget a clan member.
And as that is happening, and you are talking, you, Tarnik, and I guess Grom, but from Tarnik, you would see the floor lighting up, spreading like webs and fractured glass, and it immensely starts brightening up. The floor here starts shining, and I have one question for Tarnik. So is Tarnik speaking truth from his heart as this is happening, as he's saying this?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. All right. And you see this door as the room, the Hall of Remembrance, starts shaking. And the door begins to open, rumbling. But yet there still seems to be one last fracture there. But now you both, or anybody not standing there in front of the door, can see inside. And they can see all these weapons. And once completely open, you can actually see murals. And there is indeed murals of Gonash. And you can see murals of different various war chiefs throughout the decades that lived through the generations of this city. All of them giving honor and reverence, from what you can tell from the murals, telling a story of who each warrior was and what their weapons that they gave in honor here, putting their weapons in faith that they were protected by their god, that they were doing correct in the way of what was right by their perspective in the battles that they were doing. So that is what opens now.
Now, before Tarnik turns and walks away, Grom would grab him by the arm. And Tarnik, do you think that you would look at Grom's face when he does this?
Yes.
He would see Grom look at him in the eye, but then kind of like look away, and he would see a tear run down the side of Grom's face. And Grom would mutter these words, but not even looking at Tarnik's eye. So, you accept us. You accept me.
Yes, of course. You're all part of my clan. You're all Clan Bazgoth. The Crimson Blade.
And then Grom would just like nod, kind of trying to play it off like it's not that big a deal. And he would release Tarnik and say, "Good, that's what I thought." But it would look like a very cheap imitation of bravado. And Grom would kind of turn away and raise a hand to wipe the tear from his eye.
Which Bordek probably sees.
Well, I don't think it would take very much to like see it, because I feel like Grom at this point is not putting on a very good show. Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna climb the stairs and put my
I feel
hand
like
on his
Tarnik
shoulder.
probably would see it too.
Yeah.
Just nod.
And then Grom would be like, "What are you waiting? Should get to the armory."
Are we able to walk through without it being fully opened?
Oh yeah, no, it opened now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it slid open, so you were able to walk through now.
Starnik.
Yay! That means I don't have to hurt feelings with Tarnik.
Actually, you still have some sense of thrumming in the building. You've gotten past the door, and this is what you're able to pick up on, though, that they are. It seems they are honoring. It's a place of honoring by doing a ritual. That's what you can tell, Tarnik, in here. As you see these multitudes of weapons. Jumping back over here to everybody else, Sayla will walk, and she will look at Grumthar. She will nod, and then look over at Cub, and nod at everybody else here, and she will, for the meanwhile, says, "I will be here," and then vanishes for the meantime.
Yeah, and Grumthar has an instant moment of anxiety before taking a breath.
Silent, worried, she's gonna start heading around the corner.
Okay, child.
She just walks
Grom
over.
would call out. Oh, sorry. Grom would call out to the others. The armory doors are open. Come. To Cub and the Grumthar.
Let's go, Cub.
And
See
Grom
what-
would walk into.
See what they've uncovered.
Sure.
That's
Grom was trying
Grumthar.
very hard to ignore and not like to really move past the moment that just happened. He was deeply uncomfortable with it.
And Grumthar, with this new bond, Cub, are you coming?
Cub, before you answer, your mind blanks out for a little bit. And
Okay.
you are in some sort of maybe cave, you're not sure. But it seems that all of a sudden the room that you were in is gone. And you're standing where there seems to be just blood everywhere. You see people on the ground. You see maybe plants, seeds of sorts, maybe? Not quite sure. Doesn't make sense to you. And you see what could be maybe clothing that druids would wear. And it's dark here, and you sense this idea of foreboding. While you're in here, what are you doing?
While I'm in there, I start, like, in a sense, try to, like, I want to look more around the surroundings and see if, like, this is like, or no, well, I'm gonna, like, or actually, I'm gonna, like, it's more like start picturing, is this a dream or is this some kind of vision of what's going on? I start kind of, like, panicking a little bit.
Roll me a perception.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Dirty
Okay.
20.
You're trying to see if this is a vision. You start looking around. But yeah, it seems like you're once again standing in some sort of druidic circle that is destroyed. Once again, you can see the smoke still lingering, curling faintly. And but it's weird because it's a little bit different. You remember this from you were waking once, but now it's different. Maybe the location is different, but you still see these bodies that lay around you. Some of them are ripped apart even. It seems like if the circle has been pillaged and desecrated. And you have this piercing headache all of a sudden. And you're trying to remember. You think that this was somewhere else, but for some reason this right now is in a cave. Stalactites, stalagmites everywhere. Maybe torches that are faintly illuminated with the orange haze around as the shadows dance. But it doesn't seem like a vision or a dream. It seems real to you currently.
I'm gonna look around me, or as I look around there, or what do I see when I look around a little bit? Since I'm in the...
Currently, you see that there is a mouth to another cave tunnel. But other than that, it doesn't seem like there's any other exits from here. And still lots of blood. It seems like a little rivers of blood leading out even into that tunnel.
It's like... So, I'm gonna, like, try to, like... wash the blood, or like, do I see in my hands, like, my hands are soaked in blood as well?
You do see some blood, but they're not soaked in it. You just see blood on your fingers, but they're not soaked.
It's like, so I'm gonna try to, like, head towards the cave, or that entrance as I walk towards it or so.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to see if I can find, like, something to, like, dry my hands off of the blood itself.
Grumthar, as you call out to Cub, you see him start walking kind of in your general direction, but he seems like his eyes are not really there. In fact, they seem pretty glazed over as he starts maneuvering and heading in that direction.
Cub, are you okay?
You can roll a give me a roll of wisdoms. Give me a wisdom save, Cub, of 15.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go. 18.
You hear this echo of a voice as you're trying to reach this cavern, this tunnel. Echoes somewhere, a voice that you remember, and suddenly it seems like a rubber band snaps and your body just jumps back into the present time again as you realize that it's Grumthar calling out to you. And your mind gains clarity once again.
As I... Huh?
Cub, come. You seem distracted. The others are waiting for us.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, you big elf. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
He started to take a step away, but then turned to look and make sure you're following. We must be together. We cannot face this separately. Now is not the time for personal quests. Please, join the rest of us. I will not leave your side until you're ready.
Fine, let's just go.
He takes a step and watches for you.
Yeah, I'll kind of like power, or like try to run up ahead, like to try to get ahead of you. I was just like, eh. It's like I understood. I'm just like I'm gonna move on ahead of you. Just like yeah. It was like
Rumpf. At least he's going the right direction.
Silent will move up to Grom as the other two are approaching, and Silent looks up over at Grom and she says, "Do you have something in your eye? It looks a little red."
He would like kind of like put a finger up to his eye, and he'd be like, "Oh, nothing. Just a little bit of dust. This is a dusty place." And then he would reach down a hand and put it on her shoulder and say, "You should know, I appreciate you, little thing."
She looks a little confused and says, I appreciate you too." And she smiles. And she whispers, she'll whisper into your ear, try to go on her tiptoes and say, "Do you think Cub will accept Tarnik? Or Tarnik accept Cub?"
He's gonna nod his head, and he's gonna, he's actually gonna, okay. I'm gonna make a quick check because, okay, I'm gonna make a quick little check. I'm gonna roll some D100s to see how he would respond to this. Okay, all right, this tells me what he would actually kind of stop and turn toward her, and he would reach down with both his hands and cup her face in his hands. And he would like look at her with this look of like actual, real, legitimate happiness, like a smile. And I would almost even dare say, and this is up to GM discretion, but a non-creepy smile. And he would say, "I believe they've crossed bigger milestones. I think you will be just fine. No worries."
She looks, at first, a little awestruck by the smile because it's not creepy at all. It's a genuine smile. And she smiles and nods. "Okay, because I don't want to be stuck here forever."
You will not be stuck here, my child. I will not let you. I will take you wherever I go.
And she smiles. And just she takes a big breath and then gets ready to move forward. Watching for Tarnik, seeing what he's doing.
Tarnik's wandering amongst the weapons and sizing everything up and just generally working out if anything here is going to help him.
Roll me either investigation or insight.
Is this place full of different types of weapons, or is it like...
Yeah, it's all the different weapons you can think of that orcs would use. Different murals. Almost seems like the murals are above what certain weapons are. But there's just not enough room to put such large murals, but there are other weapons, just multitudes of weapons here.
Are they religious in nature?
What? 7? Oh, you rolled an 11 insight. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I'd say that it's not... Well, yeah. With that insight, I would say you can still pick up that there is some sort of religious... It's based on religious and honor, loyalty, and you see this... It's this ritual of sorts. You can certainly roll.
I'll let the others. I'll let Grum know at least because he's right there. That this seems to be some sort of ritual set up, and we should respect it as such.
Grum will nod.
Any of the orcs can roll a religion check. Either history or religion in order to see if this is something that might be common.
So part of Grumthar's background, he has these two weapons, right? And on the weapons, there are runes that he doesn't understand. And so as he looks around the room, he's reminded of this, and he starts comparing these runes and the weapons that these weapons that he inherited from someone in his past that he has forgotten. But he knows they're important, and he doesn't fully understand them. And so that's a thing that Grumthar is looking for.
That's very good. I would say in here, as he steps in, he would sense a bit of a thrumming on his weapons, and might see also maybe some runes that are familiar. Not all of them, but some of them are familiar that are also etched into some of the floor and some of the murals. And let me see. Bordak with a history of 19 and Tarnik 16.
Was I supposed to roll something? I'm sorry.
If you want to, you can roll either religion or history as being an orc.
They equally suck.
Oh, 17.
But I rolled well.
All three of y'all are doing very well.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Let me see 1 second here. Pull up my notes.
And Tarnik's the one just right behind me now. As my weapons vibrate with this energy and the runes, I don't know, maybe they're glowing a little, slightly glowing. And I look at my weapons and I look at the runes. Some power channels through my weapons that I don't understand. I'm afraid there's much here I don't understand, though.
Please. Isn't that cool? All will be revealed soon.
So, what with those rolls, all three of y'all would recognize that this ritual, from what you can tell, probably hearing of such rituals from different clans and different histories and lores of orc, that sometimes it is declared for that god, and trusting in Gonash, trusting in your clan, in your shift, and that you can place weapons and give them as offerings to be able to be blessed with insight or other godly features. And from what you can tell, that is what's happening here. It seems that this is a place of offering.
Do I feel like I would lose my weapon, or is it an offering of service?
From what you can tell, it seems that you would lose your weapon, because these weapons have been here for years.
Is this something that we all understand, or is this only...
Well, so far the
Grumthar?
three orcs right now, unless they're sharing this with everybody else. Right now it's only the three orcs.
Grom is just looking for javelins. That's what he's looking for.
There are javelins on there, yes.
Yeah. So Grom would just be headed that way, but it sounds like there's more to it than just grabbing them.
Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Gotta see what's going on outside. Dogs are going crazy.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so this is basically We offer our weapons and we get blessings.
Yep.
I'm not yeah. But Grunthar's quite attached to his weapons of his heritage. He would not give those up. Not without some great motivation. He has other weapons.
Tarnik's just received the axe of Lasara, so but he has no other weapons to offer. So I'm debating which way he goes.
Yeah,
I understand.
Grunthar has a pair of throwing hand axes. He would be willing to sacrifice.
I have the hero axes, so I'm not parting with them. However, I happen to be lucky enough to have an axe from someone I truly cared about and admired greatly.
I don't have anything, honestly. Actually, from the way I look at it, the only thing that's closest to me would be the Cloak of Protection, but I'm not sacrificing that.
Alright, I am back.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay,
also
go
have...
back and explain to him what's going on.
Ah.
Okay,
So-
I take my... Oh, go ahead.
I have the
No.
Kithra medical focus.
Yeah. Grunthar takes a knee and lowers his head in prayer to Gonash. And he's looking for validation. He says, Gonash, my weapons are at your disposal. Guide me. These weapons, heirlooms of my... As he pauses with the lock of memory of my lost family. They've become powerful and useful to me. And I just look for insight that you demand of me to sacrifice my weapons. I say that in a prayer, hoping for some divine guidance.
You would see runes start glowing even brighter, where there are murals of what you can see warriors standing in front of their chieftain and handing weapons. But you can also see murals where you see where they're laying down on some sort of black obsidian stone, which looks very similar to this. And they start glowing, where it seems like they're sacrificing weapons.
I don't know, some insight or religious check to give me guidance?
Well, you can roll a religious check.
Yeah, so this is +0. This is not, I'm asking for something that I'm good at.
I'll throw a guide.
Well, okay, I'll take any guidance you give me. That's what, a D4?
Yep, an additional 1d4.
Nice. So it's 17 then plus the 4. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 11. So 11 plus 4 is 15.
15.
Ooh, nice.
As far as the guidance, you're just wanting as far as if what do you think what is your main question basically?
My question is, here I am. I'm really humbling myself to this altar, seeming our altar, and I have these my two weapons, of my family that I'm feeling compelled to sacrifice them, and I'm praying to Ganache to validate that I am to give these weapons up.
I would say that yes would be what you can feel and you sense that about it from reading all this. You can sense something. You can't currently, because of where you are, you can't completely feel the presence of Gonash, but you sense something in your mind as a validation.
And this has been a hugely emotional day for first Selah, and now these weapons that he's bonded with. And so in just an act of full I can't even think of the right word, sacrifice, giving of himself to this, he lays his axe and his longsword onto this black obsidian altar, if it were, and in just a full giving of himself.
And as you do that, you see that indeed the runes from wherever you're standing light up, leading out into the stairs. These two stairs that are in the corners right here. There are stairs that lead up into the actual, what you actually see up here, that actual circle. But you can't see it right now. But leading outside into the ceiling, or the rooftop of this area. And you feel the thrumming as if your weapons have somehow awakened as you put them on this whatever obsidian area you put them on, and they thrum, but you see these runes as if they're leading you out.
Yeah, so Grumthar feels like he has sacrificed those weapons, and he shouldn't be taking those back. And he steps forward to these. Now, only weapon he has now. Well, I guess he has a scimitar, and 2 hand axes for throwing. Very minimal type of weapons as far as Grumthar is concerned. And he almost trembling with this motion, he looks back to the group. This is the way. I don't know. Do they see it as well? I assume. I don't know. He looks back to
the runes will.
Tarnak and
everybody would see the runes. They're physically there, tangible.
And the doorway.
Yeah, the doorways are. Yeah, the doorways have actually always been there. They've actually the stairs and all that.
Oh.
Yeah, but now the runes actually are now almost guiding out. And everybody else can see this. After everybody sees Grumthar give up his weapons there, you see these runes light up.
Tarnak would follow suit. He'd look at the axe of Lasara and say, "Thank you, lady, for guiding me through this first bit. I believe we need further guidance, so I am offering this axe in that honor." And he'll lay the axe down in the appropriate place and follow Grumthar up the stairs.
And you feel the weapons as you drop them right before you let them go, or not drop them but place them. You feel a thrumming before you let go, and you feel some sort of energy emit from them. But as well, the runes from your feet now also now merge where Grumthar's were, leading outside the stairs. Or to the top.
Can Grom approach the altar next?
Yep. You're standing right in front of the stones anyway, because there's where the javelins were.
He would walk up to this place, and he would actually pull out his shift weave cloak, like the magical one, and he would kneel down and he would say, "Ganache, breaker of falsehood, ancestors of steel and oath, I kneel not as a child of your blood, but as one who knows the weight of law and the worth of a life traded for another. This garment, woven with deceit, shaped by whim, I lay it down. Let its illusions die upon the stone. Let truth rise in its place. Grant me a weapon, not for vengeance of the heart, but for judgment. There walks a necromancer in your city's shadow who defies the cycle.
you defend. He traffics in theft and spirit, in mockery of death. He profits from rot. I will make him pay for this offering. I ask not for your love. I ask for your sanction. Let vengeance be mine.
And then he would lay his shift weave down.
And you also feel a strong thrumming from that. And from your feet, the runes seem to merge with Grumthar and Tarnik now, as well, leading outside to the top of the stairs.
He's gonna follow them. Gonna follow.
Siren, confused, looking over at Bordak.
I nod. You must leave a weapon as an offering, child.
She looks at her crossbow, but the only one that she has. And she's like, okay. And she will walk over and she gently puts it down between what seems to be other bows and crossbows. And then runes glow underneath her and she just follows after Grom. And the bear will immediately rush over to Grom. Alright. Bordak and Cub, what are y'all doing?
I look at Bordak and I'm like, well, go for it.
Bordak will take the fangs.
Ooh, the fangs.
He fought and bled to the capture so that he could be Asha's champion. To prove that he's Gonash's champion, and he will take them and put them. He'll put them down on one of the places.
He will feel the strong thrumming from them.
Says,
Go ahead.
And he simply says, I do not need access to prove that I'm your champion, Gonash. And he kind of bows to the weapons and says, thank you, my friends, for getting me this far. And then he follows the rest of them.
All right. I'll put you there then.
Okay.
All right. What is Cub doing?
As I look at this, and I'm looking at all this and everything, and I'm just like, I'll take out the quarterstaff, and then I'll place it there, and as I place it there, I'm just like, if this is for Gonash, just no, never mind. Okay, Zotia, goddess of the land and the dreams of the land. If you are here with the others, tell me the path that I'm doing is right. And if it is, grant me a blessing to protect these protect these people or protect this kind.
And you set the quarterstaff down or not?
Yes.
Okay, so you did. You will also feel the thrumming of the quarterstaff. It thrums, and you can feel it through your hands and bones there. And you just almost hear like a whisper. And it says, "Remember, dare to dream again. Even the darkest seed, as I've said before, can blossom into light." And then it just wisps away, whatever that was.
Even the darkest seed can bloom light.
As that happens, the runes also from your feet light up and merge with everybody else's. And you can feel, once you do this, the vibrations in the Hall of Remembrance. And if everybody's going outside to the top, you can see at a higher elevation that there's, a little bit of the views that there are other outside walls. And this area is humongous, somehow large in expanse. Though you could see it from the bottom of the floor that you were at. This gives you a little bit more perspective. And there is a brazier, if I say that correctly, in the middle that wasn't drawn, where we'll say that y'all on top, but currently right here, that is not a flame currently, has no fire, but you see all the walls now and these blue flames reaching very high, and all the murals now glowing in this bluish runes. But this brazier is cold, doesn't seem to have been lit for some time, sits in the middle.
Take a torch to one of the blue fires and try to light my torch with the blue flame.
Well, the blue flames are the ones that are way down here, but you can certainly go down there and light them and bring it back.
Yeah, I think, and then when I bring it back, I look at the others, but then I'm going to try to put the flame into the empty brazier.
Yeah.
All right. And as you do that, all these runes below you, these yellowish golden runes, at least that's the color it's supposed to be, but you see them light up as this brazier explodes with flame. And it's not heat that you feel, but some sort of energy, arcane energy. And you see all these runes on the walls, and you see as if these orcs that were painted in the murals, you see almost phantoms of them walk out like wraiths or ghosts. All of them looking at you. All of them eventually stand, and in whatever way that they know from hundreds of years ago, they seem to be giving you an honorable salute. And you see the wraiths eventually start floating and eventually pulled like magnet, pulling metal into the blue flame of this brazier. And you see them just sucked into it and eventually start vanishing, disappearing. But it's not something that's in a dramatic way that is bad. You can sense that it's good, and you feel a sense of freedom, a sense that they have been remembered. And then to this direction right here, eventually you see that another another image appears. An image of a large, maybe 7-foot warrior. He looks like the chieftain. And he stands...
I want to interrupt just a second. As those rays were coming about, they were obviously orc, right?
Correct.
I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like Grumthar would have taken a knee in like a military respect as they went by.
Ah, excellent. And
I would have.
go ahead.
Bordak would have given his respects as well.
Arnica subtly
Grom would-
bows his head.
Yeah, Grom would have given a regal bow for sure.
And Bordak says, "You will be remembered. You will be remembered."
And now, if that big guy wants to come in,
Ah, okay.
hopefully this.
Sorry.
Hopefully this is not the Lich, but okay.
Right.
No. You see this chieftain appear, and stand in front of y'all. And he says, yes. You have remembered us. You have remembered what has happened here. All the evil of that necromancer, Korgath. He was once one of my 6 shields. He was an elite bodyguard, but he lost his way. And of course, he's talking in orc, so all the orcs would be able to understand, or anybody that can understand orc.
I had comprehend languages cast.
Oh, okay.
So I think I could.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
This is
Tynic would say, "You have 6 new shields now. The Bazgoth are your shields."
he looks over and says, Bazgoth. I will carry that name into the great afterlife. And he looks behind him, and you see the door to the north starts sliding open as the entire floor rumbles. Korgath. Korgath is beyond that door. But I warn you, he uses all that necromantic defiled magic. Be ready. Be strong. Be at your greatest before you go against him. For even I was condemned to nothingness. And he defiled the sacred stone. He now is the Wraith Lord. And he says, you see him just wave his hands in front, and suddenly all the weapons that y'all gave in honor are now back at y'all's feet. The test is complete. You gave in to the idea of faith, giving something up that was important, something that was dear to you. For some of you, something that you questioned, loyalties or faiths or beliefs. To go above that proves that you are truly worthy to go against this Wraith Lord. I wish you
great.
the best in this battle. May you come out champions and legends and finally free this city of its curse.
Is there no key? Is there no advice that you could give to aid us in our battle with this Wraith Lord?
He seems to have started walking away into some sort of other realm, but then he turns back, looks at everyone. I tried to defeat Korgath. No, I suppose I did. But so long as that curse exists that he defiled upon the sacred stone, he cannot truly die. I did not know this until the great afterlife. He says, you must take this stone away from the heart of the city and take it back into the cleansing areas of the god Gonash, or even the old god that we used to worship. You will find that city in the middle of, well, you will find that chamber in the middle of the city. And he says, when you think you defeated him, you only have but a small time. Gather that stone, run, get out, and take it to the center of the city, where you will find Gornash's church there, and place it upon the stone so that it may be awashed with his blessings and the curse may be lifted. Or you can take it to the altar of Grashna, both within the same center of the city where we worshipped all our gods.
How will we recognize this stone? Is it just an ordinary stone? Is it...
He says, this is a round obsidian stone.
Right.
The size of your fist. You cannot miss it.
Of a corrupted person's heart, perhaps.
Yes.
At this point, Grom would start tapping on the floor and then slamming his fist into his chest in a rhythmic fashion as he begins a throat singing battle bard, like a battle tune. Basically, because when this orc said he'll tell our tales in the afterlife, Grom was all about it. He would like to make good on that because he does not want to go to hell again. So he's going to start this battle tune as Grumthar is discussing this with him.
And you see Korgath just slam his fist against his chest. I see change. I see a future. Orcs now. And he stares at the elf. Orcs then was elves and Drogar and minotaurs. I believe that gives strength. I believe that opens the mind. Others may call it weakness, but there is always the blood. Thus blood that is spilt before acting dishonorably, because sacrifice is preferable to disgrace. Thus one's name before silence, because legacy must be spoken, remembered, and honored. To be forgotten is to be truly dead. Remember this. And then know that we know Bazgoth of the Crimson Blade. We know your story now. And then he finally walks. But be prepared. Be at your best. This battle, it will not be easy. And then he wisps away, leaving y'all's weapons at the ground and the door open.
I pick up my weapons.
As does Grumthar.
As y'all do this,
In a little bit of relief.
When you say we pick up our weapons, does Grom retrieve his shift weave from the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's weapons have returned, and as you pick this up, anybody who picks up their weapons will also receive. Where did I put my notes? Well, while you remain in the city, you'll have advantage on anything against fear checks, charm checks, and where is the other one?
Advantage on fear, charm. Okay.
Just in the city.
And resistance to all types of damage. Did I hear you say that?
Immunity.
So that,
Did
I'm
you
gonna put
say
that up.
immunity to necrotic?
Let me mark that down real quick.
Did you say that we got some of our memories?
Unfortunately, not the memories, but basically anything that has to do with wisdom saves as well. So,
Okay.
Okay. So wisdom and okay.
but for sure, charm, fright, and or fear or whatever.
So as we
All right.
prepare for battle, Grom is gonna don his shift weave, and then you guys will see him as he puts it on. He raises his head up, wearing a regal ensemble with a velvet doublet in deep royal blue with intricate golden embroidery, paired with a long flowing cloak lined with silver silk. It's completed with polished boots and a jeweled brooch shaped like a lion's head. And so he looks very fancy right now. Fancier than he's looked in a long time.
So Grumthar saw,
Go off.
go ahead.
Let's see, where's Grumthar? Where are you in the chat? I can't find Grumthar.
In the chat.
Sorry, I'm looking at you in
Discord
the in the Discord. I'm looking for you in the list of friends. Oh, I see. I can't
Dave's-
see it
Dave's-
because it's on
Dave's-
Dave, imagine.
it's stream.
Imagination.
It's streaming, so that's why. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So you can follow these. I haven't added it to D&D Beyond yet, but you can at least read up on what I'm sending you. Careful on anything you click because it might give away stuff for links outside of those. But let's see, Grumthar's.
So I clicked on the link of the previous attachment. I don't know, from last week.
There you go. So I just sent you information for your weapons.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about it currently, but just if you, I'll eventually have to add them
Now,
into D&D Beyond.
As we are preparing, Grom is continuing to do his chant, his war chant, and then he's getting his bow out, his viol bow, and he's strumming his viol. And I pasted the words to his chant in the
Yeah, I
the
saw.
roll 20.
That's cool.
I see that.
And
And that's what he's doing, and he's like just getting the chant going, the battle chant. This is what the Minotaurs used to do before they would go into battle. They'd go into a war chant. So that's what he's doing.
And let's see here. And for Silent, you will notice that she does not pick up her crossbow. Instead, it is a bow that's a long bow that's at her feet.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Nice.
I figured y'all may need some help here, so.
Grom just sees supernatural intervention.
Look at her and say, "It's okay, child. That is for you. A
And
gift
She looks
from
at
our
it.
ancestors."
It's a very nice bow of orcish design. Very beautiful and, beautiful in orcish standards. And she's like just awed by it. All the orcs would be very impressed at this bow if any look at it.
Nice.
I don't suppose Tarnik's axe is transformed into a a polearm?
If that is your weapon that you're best with, I would say yes, because that's what happened to Silent.
Right?
I'm just thinking about party balance, and so having the character with reach would help. So yes, he would definitely be looking for a polearm.
Yep. If that it is, it's Lasaria's weapon, but if it's a polearm that you like, that's what you will receive it as.
Excellent.
Same stats as magical bonuses as well. So
That one.
Do I get any glowing runes or anything on my end?
yours are already like, those are Gonash's fangs already.
I know.
You're already murdering people with those things.
It says they belong to Bordak, the true leader of the orcs.
I'm just gonna start going down the stairs, playing his war chants and leading the way down the stairs, and start walking toward that north door.
Okay.
Dancing, almost in a, picture like a tribal type dance. He's dancing.
Silent, kind of excited with the bow, she shoots an arrow, and you see it like just boom, hit the floor. It's like, and she like runs down to go get it. Runs past Grom, all excited.
Everybody. Child, you must stay with us.
She nods as she grabs her arrow that hit the wall. Oh, and Grom, you're getting to that door. You do see that there are stairs leading down into ruined lit tunnel that seems pretty wide, and almost seems to go down for quite a bit. And you can sense a sense of foreboding, something that might be the idea of a final confrontation finally with this necromancer.
He would kind of call
Yeah.
for Crag. He doesn't want to leave Crag behind.
Oh,
but
Crag, yeah. Crag will follow.
He would lead the way, actually, down into the...
I don't know about anybody else. I'm kind of hurting here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's up to y'all if y'all want to go, or what do y'all
Tom's gonna
plan?
come back. Are we taking a trip?
I think
I
we
didn't
should take
think
a
we-
rest.
What happens with with me? I just pick up my quarterstaff.
Yeah, aside from the blessing, the only other thing that changed is just the stuff that for people, like for Silent, just needed that particular weapon that she could use. But yeah, you just get the blessing. Everybody's blessing it was that blessing for wisdom saves when they picked up their weapons. Unless it needed to change into what they were proficient with, that's the only other thing.
Oh yeah. No.
Proficient in access.
Is there
Can I
a
have
possible? Is there a possible way that Grom's shift weave could have changed the look? Can I change the look of the shift weave?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so stats are staying the same, but yeah, if you want to change the look of it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Give out a new warrior-esque look.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
access? Right.
a more orc-like look.
You are part of our clan now,
Well, I mean, it's so. Let's see.
according to
I
Tornik.
still have. I don't have any more second level spells, and I'm down to 2 more.
We need to rest.
Yeah, I've only got 3 first level spells.
Okay.
So what I could go ahead and do is I still have 2 more 3rd level spells and 1 4th level spell. So I can go ahead and I will do for people who are injured. what I'll go ahead and do is I will do. I'll cast my 4th level spell. And that's gonna be. This one.
Oh, okay.
So, whoever's injured, circle around with Tikal.
Where is Tikal?
And
Oh,
he's right next. He's diagonally next to me.
there we go.
So,
There.
but he's on the right. So he's on the left side of where my character.
Yeah.
So anyone who's injured. So when I cast this using. So it's going to be a. So with this at 4th level, it becomes a 3d6. Yeah. So 3d6 plus 4.
Oh.
13 plus 4 is 17. I'll take that.
I'm 17.
All right.
Okay.
So,
But are we going to try to get a deep sleep under the eyes of our forefathers? Is this a quick rest? Or are we taking a deep, long rest for the recovery of spells and abilities?
I would like a long rest just so I can be able to.
Bordak, do we make camp?
I
Would we
think
press
under
forward?
the circumstances, we should make camp. This fight does not seem like it will be an easy one. We should be at our strongest. We can sleep on the roof of the building since there's a fire there already. And we will know if anyone comes in. They will have to climb the stairs.
Yep. And remember, I also have this feat. I can always activate this to help out.
Activate what now?
I can always activate this to help out.
Huh.
Or
Nice.
not a full version of a tiny hut, but a helpful one.
I'm curious who these other two people that showed up are.
Yeah, that Tarnik just rolled perception to see if he recognised them, but no.
Are they ghostly or are they?
Well, Grom, you would definitely recognize the red-haired girl, and everybody would and you would definitely recognize the female orc, Lasaria.
Oh, great.
Humble yourself.
Ram is gonna walk
Good
up
thing
to
she's
Lasaria.
next to me. Easy, child. These are very powerful beings. We cannot attack them.
Now, as Grom approaches, he's turning his shift weave, which is newly reconfigured, into the Varak Ka. The weave stiffens, growing furs and bone clasps. Patterns of horns and broken spears rise along the hem. The colors deepen to ox blood and bronze. So it's very orc flavored.
Wow.
It's the golden.
Lysaria looks at Grom walking up, lifts an eyebrow, then glares over at the goddess of death standing on the opposite side. Her jaw tightens. And she looks at Grom and says, "You've done well." And says, "All of you?"
Okay.
And she looks at Grom and immediately moves over to Grom and is right above you. Well, not above you, but right in front of you. And grabs you. Whatever you're wearing. Are you wearing like a tunic or something?
Well, he's wearing his shift weave.
Oh, yeah, that's right. His shift weave. She grabs and pulls you in, and then slaps her hand, before you can even react, slaps her hand on top of your forehead. And then you feel this enormous energy burning, in a sense, just immediately take over your body, swallowing your body in this warm heat. And then suddenly you feel refreshed, as if you've taken a long rest. And then she flings you back, not flings you, but enough to where you kind of move back to about right there. And then she glares over at the goddess of death one more time, and then looks back over at you and says, "That is courtesy of the great father, Gonash." And then she appears right next to Tarnik and also slams a palm, grabbing Tarnik. Her hand seems small at first, but then it almost like engulfs the face of Tarnik. And Tarnik, you feel this energy engulf you as well. And
Tarnik's smiling and enjoying the energy flowing through him.
And you feel this sense of rest, as if you're taking a long rest as well.
Put my hand on Silent and tell her, "It's okay, child. Trust me. I will not let harm come to my people."
She moves here. She moves over to Grumthar. And she does the same to you. Placing her palm over your fist, grabbing, you feel the strength of her fingers. And then the warmth and fiery essence of her power over you. And you feel like a long rest as well for yourself.
Thanks be to the gods, all of those that aligned with Gonash.
And then she appears next to you, Bordak, and puts both hands on your face. "You carry the fangs of my father. Make sure you use them well." And then you feel the fire. This fire feels a little bit more burning to you. Bit of pain, but you feel energy in you. And you feel your muscles just kind of constrict. But then you sense that you're fully rested. And she looks over at Grom. "I blessed the orcs, but I blessed you. We are even, are we? Now, Minotaur?"
Grom would kneel before her and he would say,
Only if you will allow me. Kiss your hand, my goddess.
She looks over at Arya, and then she'll put her hand out. Yes, where all Minotaurs should be. You may kiss
he
it.
very... Oh, sorry. He would very regally kiss her hand, and then he would look up at her and he would say,
Thank you.
she pulls her hand back and walks over. You can see some sort of anger in her eyes, but then she looks over at Arya and looks over at Cub for a while. And then she wisps away. And Arya just shakes her head. Well, that is that, I suppose. Just looks over at Cub. Zotia. Good friends with her. I'm sure that she would love for you to make it through this. I sense her here, watching. And she will reach out to hold your hand. She's kind of just extending it, holding it there.
I kind of hesitate, but like still going for it, and I extend my hand towards her.
And as you hold, and she touches you and clasps your hand. Oh. And she closes her eyes. No. I think I shall fight for you, Cub. Though I see that Hagzarium also has an eye upon you. I will try to save. I will try to save all that I think are worthy. Careful in the path that you take in the futures. Don't let the darkness consume you when it comes. And it will come for you. But I believe you are stronger. Like Grom. Grom has so far succeeded. And then you feel fully rested as she lets go of your hand and walks to Silent. And she holds Silent's hand. You gave up your soul. I shall try to help you remain here as long as possible. And then...
Does Grom hear that?
Wait, what?
And then she... Hey, probably. Anybody who was near there. And,
What do you mean?
she just walks past. I mean, she made a choice. And then she walks over to Grom. And so Grom is here. Hopefully, proving that that choice was correct. And he looks over at Grom and says, good luck, Grom.
Grom would fall down to his knees and say,
No. She cannot give her soul. This cannot be so.
And she looks confused at first and says, I think you knew this. You just not want to accept it. But it's
like
the way
looks
that
down.
it is.
He's gonna... 4x steps forward. How do I get it back?
Well, it's not up to you, unfortunately. And she looks back at Grom. Lessons, life, learning. It is all
You're saying
in the
that-
hands and fate of Grom now.
Grom's going to say,
So I could get it back.
And says, she looks over at Silent. She says, there is always, as Persephone says, hope. And then she wisps away.
Grom is going to kind of say, no, wait. As she leaves. I don't know if she's going to stop.
Korgath looks at Grom. What did you do to my child?
Ugh. Grom would lower his head into his hands. His formerly high mood now reduced to ashes. And he would say,
And she's like, Silent will walk between both of you, and she says, stop, Bodek. I made decision. I gave my soul to save Grom.
We will get it back.
So
And we will find a way to save you both.
Grom saved me at the arena. I saved him. Cub or Grom. And she said, I wanted Grom back. I made promise with the Wizards Conclave. And then Wizards Conclave made pact. Traded. But, she smiles, as long as I don't die, I don't worry about the place Grom was. And she walks away. Don't blame Grom. My decision.
Stubborn as Naruse.
Grom is gonna wring his hands and just like lower his head, obviously overcome by a great amount of stress. And then he's gonna stand up and he's gonna say to Bordek,
You're right. We will stop this.
then he's gonna
Take one problem at a time.
Yes.
Let's find this creature and end it.
Silent grabs her bow, knocks the arrow into it, nods. I am ready.
Got a full rest?
Oh yeah, everybody should now have a full rest.
do we get back the hit point, the max hit point, like a penalty we absorbed earlier, or is that still in effect?
Oh, yes. I would say for Grom, the Sarya's payback would have been, that. Her stuff that's happening in the background, yes. You would be at your maximum currently. Memories have not fully returned, though. Memories are something else, but yes, you do have your... Oh my god, what the hell? That's a loud lightning.
Uh-oh, you got the lightning going on.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting this rainstorms coming in here right now.
Oh.
Well, I guess we'll go until my computer shuts off, but anyway.
So I'm gonna...
Wow, that was loud. I don't know if y'all heard it.
I did not.
I heard the thunder.
I heard a pop. I heard like some kind of pop.
As long as it's not another tornado, I'm happy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna tell the group. Remember, friends, he will continue to try to take our memories and attack us. We must steal our minds. We will need to rely on each other, no matter what. Because we are...
Bazgoth, we are one.
We will do
one.
this.
Grom's gonna dab up Bordek as he walks past. Give him a little over-under fist bump.
We got this. Because we are Bazgoth. Now, let's show this creature who the Crimson Blade is.
And you see the bear just like...
Let's do this, my friends.
All right. Well then, y'all start making the way in. Who's in front?
Grom would go to the front unless someone else just gets in his way. But he would.
Bordek,
Yeah.
and
Tonic would pull
take
Grom
the
back.
lead.
Okay.
Tonic would pull Grom backwards.
Yes.
Tonic would actually stand behind Bordek and Grunther now that he has that extra 5 feet of reach. So he can stand next to Grom behind them.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. So
That's if If Grom accepts that.
Yes, he does accept.
We should always put the tanks in the front. Wardak, Gromthar, Tarning, we're in the lead. Grom, Cub, and Sillin will take up the rear. Well, they'll take up behind us, and then the bear can watch our flank. I mean, who's gonna mess with the bear? Besides
Tickle,
us
probably.
orcs.
Tarnik would say, I wish Shiv was here. Let's get this necromancer. I miss my puppy.
All right.
Wait, where'd your dog go? What did I miss?
Yeah, I think it's part of it.
Tarnik is running around with just the armor and the axe. He has nothing else on him. Like, he disappeared into the mists when we first got here, and since then he's had nothing. None of his items until the lady Lasara gave him the axe and the armor.
Cool. I'm glad you got something. All right, let's do this.
All right.
And pull out my fangs and
All
let's
right.
go take a bite out of this creature.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick to dispose of this lemonade that I drink, and I'll be right back. About 2 minutes, 1 minute. So be.
Okay.
Where's for me?
It's probably a good idea. I might do the same.
Same.
Yeah. Same.
Right. I'll be right back.
All right. Who all is here? Let's see. Get this prepared while everybody's out there. Copy everybody there.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. It's the first time he told anybody that his wife and child died.
I'm gonna do what now? The first time he's ever mentioned it.
Time. Yep.
It was a nice, nice emotional moment.
Mhm. I figured it might help Grunthar with his anger.
Yeah, that was a good, good role play from Grumthar there. He did Grumthar.
I actually did like that. That's why, or Cub is like, okay, you know what? He is a good person. He's still in his term an idiot, but a caring idiot.
Yeah. Silent sees him in a different light now. Not so scary as Tarnik maybe, but she's still a little afraid of Tarnik, but sad that Tarnik almost got rid of her. Since they were bonding before they even came into the mist area.
Well, I came into the mist
So-
area late, but I still kept my mind.
Yeah, you've been
Thankfully.
passing your wisdoms. Yay. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was going to do, because at this current time, it's like every hour y'all have to roll a wisdom check, and it gets higher and higher. I was like, oh, that's going to be a long rest.
Yep. We didn't have a choice. I was down to 16 before I got the healing spell. And I was out, and I didn't have my,
Sorry.
I didn't have my, I forgot what it is.
Alright.
My action in surge. So I get 4 attacks, but only 2 on my offhand. 2 extra on my offhand. Got it.
Alright. Who else? Is everybody here yet? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome.
We're ready. Right? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
All right. So you descend down these stairs. And as you descend down the stairs, they seem to go on for quite a while. Almost seems an eternity. Not really sure if y'all been here for a minute or an hour. Seems to linger on these stairs. Eventually some of them going straight, some of them winding around. Or something maybe playing with your mind. But eventually, you start seeing some sort of light, grayish, almost like if you could describe a dirty, dusty light up ahead. A little bit of a brownish tint. And you can sense that necrotic evil washing into your bones like electricity. And as you come further and further, off in the distance, you can see at least what is made out like something of a circular room. And there is some large black stone in the middle of it. And it seems like, the best way I could describe it is almost like the substance that would be made from venom. That black tar looking thing with a circular rune on a large stone, and above it, as you enter the room finally, you see something floating. And I will take y'all there. And y'all make it into the room here. Oof. This is what you see. And to the say left and right, you see what looks like to be minotaurs, large minotaurs. And as you enter, the roar that echoes throughout this chamber as both of them look at the group. And at that point, this figure on top of this stone begins to turn, and you can see, well, let me go ahead and just put it in here.
I'm going to turn to Grom and say, friends of yours.
Well, look at that.
Well, that is cool.
That is cool.
Boy, you're getting better at this stuff.
So that's what you see as it turns about with these minotaurs and the left and right of it. And
That's the yellowish things
yeah,
that we see. Yeah.
yeah.
Would Grom be able to pick up anything about the Minotaurs from seeing them, like any information about them, like maybe a tribe or something?
I will give you a roll before initiative. But yes, you can go ahead and roll either insight or perception.
Okay. What
I'll
I
give you a
get?
guidance.
What? You're gonna give me what now?
Guidance.
Oh,
Guidance.
would I have any kind of advantage on this, being a Minotaur, or not really?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna roll an insight. We go with advantage, and then we got that guidance.
Roll well.
So
Sweet.
it's gonna be a 19, and then with the guidance, it'll be 21.
And that's with advantage.
That's with advantage.
21. Nice. So upon walking in here and seeing all this, you immediately lock on to the Minotaurs. But because of that insight, you can tell right away that these are not normal Minotaurs. They're actually possibly constructs. They seem to have more of a crystalline skin, as if constructed in the image of Minotaurs for some unknown reason. And this,
I feel like this would be deeply offensive to Grom. This would be very offensive.
it probably would. And this thing turns around as he sees you and is like,
You come for your death. I've been watching all of you.
and it like just imagine tusks, but it turns around just like that with swords, pops up, glowing eyes floating in the air. And at that point, it's going to be this thing right here that floats over here. And go ahead, everybody is going to roll me an initiative.
I kind of figured I jumped ahead.
Does Grom get a free action shout out before we start initiative?
Sure.
He's gonna say,
Sadness.
Mentors, they're frauds.
And you just hear it laugh. And what did you roll? 14? All right. And Cub, what'd you roll?
Come on, something good. Yay! 22.
Holy cow. Jesus. Okay.
So, I would like to look at him
Jesus,
and
just to hear
say,
that. Thank you very much.
we are Bazgoth the Crimson Blade. You will remember us.
And he just spits back.
You will all be forgotten. I will destroy you all.
Just kind of smiles.
Bring it.
And with that being said,
Let's do it.
Let's do one round.
yeah, the one round. Cub,
Yes.
you are first, followed by Grom.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was not expecting me to be first.
Oh.
I didn't see everybody.
19.
roll and stuff.
Ah.
Let me see. Range. Oops.
There we go.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh. What?
I just put a spell on the.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, okay. Here. Okay, so he is 55 feet away from me. Is he flying or anything, or is he up?
Yeah,
there?
he's floating currently about 30 feet up in the air.
Okay, so from my distance, from him, or
Pythagorean
from the ground
theorem.
is 55. And then you said he's 30 feet up in the
Yeah.
air?
Yeah.
So about 80 feet, basically. Or estimation.
About
80 feet, okay. 85, yeah. Okay, so I can hit him with that one. Can't use that one because that needs the earth. I can hit him with that one too. Good. Okay, so I can hit him whichever one. All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Why not? Because we still have the other Minotaurs, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. I need to look at this one real quick. Okay. 20-foot radius. So here, I'm gonna display this and tell me about like the lengthwise of that for the will it cover hitting? Yeah, it'll cover hitting that all three of them.
So it is
Holy
a health
cow.
house in a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high. So 20-foot radius would be.
Oh,
Where are you trying? You get right in the center of this guy.
yeah,
So yeah, it would cover.
it will cover.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I will do that then.
All right. And what
So
is
that-
this?
So with that being said,
Dexterity saving throw. Okay.
Way to go, Cub.
All right.
I go as I do that. I start with the staff. I start spinning it around, and as I spin it around, I'll end up launching it into. I'll throw it up in the air, and all of a sudden you see the clouds forming, which becomes then it starts becoming the ice storm itself.
Ooh.
As I do that, I go, "May the merciless storm of the frost take you, ice storm."
And all the freaking ice falls from the clouds. As do they? They're not gonna make it. Possibly. No way. That Minotaur does not make that. And how about the other one? Both Minotaurs fell. Korgath makes it. So go ahead and roll.
So that's gonna be 2d10s.
Bludgeoning.
GM,
Yes.
is this really ended above an abyss like this? Like, is that a cliff at the outer side?
That looks to you like an abyss. You can't really tell from a weird direction, but yeah, it looks like it's pretty tall, whatever it is. You're not really sure on the edges unless you go and take a look.
But you could fall off it. No.
Oh yeah, you could fall off. Yeah, it's specifically designed in a certain way. Yeah.
So it's gonna be 2d10 and then all 6. Right? Yeah. This is also 46 as well for the cold damage.
Yep. So 12, 9.
So
okay.
that's 9 plus.
21.
So yeah, 9 plus 12.
So they will take.
That's 21 damage for the Minotaurs, and then half of that for the
nice
the
damage.
Necromancer.
Wow, for the Minotaurs, that's really good.
It's 10.5, so I guess you
10.
going up.
Run down usually. Yeah.
Then well, fine, go down. More fun to round up when it's our side, but round down when it's their side.
That's the way it should work.
Just saying.
All right. Anything else from you, sir?
That will be it for now.
All right. So, Cub, after your turn, Korgath is going to go ahead and take a legendary action and teleport. Let's see.
Teleporting to a different city.
Can he do
It's okay.
it?
All we need is the stone in the middle.
Oh, he can't. Can't really
Play
do it
plots
there.
of revenge.
So, instead of teleporting, can he do that within? Okay. Scratch that. Oh my God! Stop doing that. I said line. Thank you.
Oh, he's eyeballing all of us. Grom's gonna mean mug him.
He will look at. Actually, maybe, yeah. He's going to go ahead and look at Cub, and he's going to try it, though he probably knows that spell. So, Cub, you have to give me a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, which you haven't for advantages currently.
A DC 16 saving throw
Yeah.
With advantage.
Yeah.
with advantage.
Roll advantage.
Let's hold the shift key down and we'll give you advantage in D&D Beyond.
All right. So you feel something rake against your mind, but somehow you are able to push back. You're like, I've had this stuff done before, and you're okay. All right. With that being said, now
When he does that, I was like, so I go and I was like, so it's you who's messing with our minds.
and Grom, you are next, sir, followed by Grumthar.
All right. Grom is going to just whisper to Grimthar before he runs,
Leave the Minotaur for me.
and then he's going to run this way. 5, 10,
There's two of them, actually.
25, 30. He's going to run right to the edge.
Oh,
and then
gosh.
he's going to cast Mirror Image on himself. Second level spell.
All right.
Put
And
in
then he's going to
earlier.
shout to that Minotaur, the one that's closest this way, this one right here. He's going to shout to it,
You are not real.
and he's going to pound on his chest and say,
Come fight me. You do not know the meaning of warrior.
and then as a bonus action, he's going to give Bardic Inspiration to Grumthar, and then that's going to be the end of his turn.
Oh, nice. Roll me a persuasion or intimidation, whichever.
Let's see. Actually, I would prefer it to be a persuasion, if that's possible.
Oh, okay.
All right, shabam. Here we go.
Holy Jesus. Okay. Excellent. Good to note.
And then
Grumthar.
he's giving Bardic Inspiration to Grumthar. Grumthar, you have 1d8 Bardic Inspiration.
And it is
Nice.
your go, sir, followed by Silent. All right.
Yeah. So did I hear elevation on these three things? It looked like the from the animation you were showing that the lich might be floating in the air, but
Yes,
He is.
he's 30 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
are the orcs though? Are the minotaurs though?
No. They're on the ground.
They're on the ground.
All right. And so I was trying to figure out. I don't use Roll20 that often. My measuring tools. Where's the measuring tool?
Yeah, I couldn't figure that one out either.
Oh, it's to the left.
There it is. I
read
got it.
from the bottom.
All right. So I'm not going to quite get there. Okay. So bonus action rage. I think that's obvious here.
Gotta keep the orc music going.
And I have 40 foot movement in rage. So I think I'm going to do this. Alright, switch back to the select tool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Puts me there. And so I will hold an action to attack anything that comes within my reach.
All right. Excellent. And with this one, she will go ahead and go this way and aim at that one. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Oh my gosh. The other one flies off. She's able to do at least that. And that from, oh yeah. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Put that 11 damage right there. Make sure that is, yeah, that would be magical now. So, with that being said, we go to Bordak.
Okay, adrenaline rush.
Ooh.
Alright, so that will put me right about here, if I'm not mistaken. That's where I want to
Damn.
be. So
Okay.
adrenaline rush.
Zoom!
As I run by Grumthar. Slowpoke
On your left.
on your left. I like that one. Alright, so hit one. Maybe. There's a 28 hit.
Yes, that will hit. A nice little clunk against this crystalline skin.
For 14 damage.
Wow, 14. All right.
Now for my offhand. Does a
No.
25 hit.
That will hit. Another clink against skin.
For 12 damage.
Okay.
And another one. For 22.
That will hit. Another one bites to death.
For 14.
14.
My last swing. This 22 hit.
That will land again. Nice chunks of crystalline skin flying about.
But for a final damage of 10. Thank you very much.
All right. Clink, clink, clink.
I guess
A little bit of
that's good.
chips hit Grumthar on like that side of the cheek as your this crystalline skin flies. All right. Now, Key will use a action to teleport. Now that he got somebody. Oh yeah. It's a legendary action.
He's gonna teleport.
He will teleport over here. And right next to you. And then he goes next. He will laugh
Hit.
and attempt to attack you.
Watch out!
And let me see. He will actually move right here on his turn to get advantage. And he will use one of his
Okay.
necrotic blades.
Okay.
Oh, Bordak, watch out!
30 to hit.
Okay.
For the first damage
That
is
it
going to
will
be slashing damage from the sword. 18. Necrotic damage,
Okay.
14. Okay. This is the second
it.
attack. That is a crit. Shit.
Okay.
no.
Oh my god.
I don't think he's happy with me.
That's 35 slashing.
Well, I'm within range of a healing word. Or, yeah, healing.
And
Oh, no.
34 necrotic.
Oh
Ouch.
my god.
Really? That's, I only had 14 left.
And this is his third attack.
I'm on the ground.
Oh, are you on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coup d'etat? What is it called?
And so
Oh no!
that was a teleportation here. And now he's going to move here.
Held action pops.
Okay.
Oh no, he's not within reach. He's not within reach.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
Not my reach. Not my reach anyway.
Well, he is moving toward you, so
Yeah.
he goes there.
So
And he has...
that's when it popped, right?
Yeah.
So I get one attack. Is that how we do it, right?
Correct.
And is that 2 swings?
You only get the one swing, unfortunately. Yeah.
One swing. All right.
Yeah.
So that's a 19 to hit.
19 will actually scrape into his armor, does not hit.
All right.
Now keep in mind, Grimthar, you have that bardic inspiration.
Yeah, let's use that bardic inspiration.
Okay.
It's a D8, right?
Yeah, it's a D8.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
As if it was.
There you
it sounded
go.
Like it was barely.
How about 27?
that will definitely land into this creature's body as he hisses at you. You will fall next.
And
I'm about
so
to
that's
make you fall.
12 slashing. And okay. 12 slashing.
All right. It will move to you and complete its attack phase. So the first attack is no advantage this time. He rolls a 1, so I would say he doesn't get his last attack with that. So you hit him, he got pissed off and completely stays looking at you, blinking. With that said, it is this Minotaur's turn that was pretty pissed off because of the roll that you did. He's going to dash to you and try to gore you.
Grom's gonna be beating on his chest. Come get it! All 4 versions of Grom.
Okay. So he's going to go for a gore. And
She's trying to bring him right to the edge. Right to the edge of the map.
yeah, I think I got what you're doing. Yeah, all right. Let's see. That's pretty...
I got
Turn the advantage against the DM. I like it. I like it. All right, let's see here. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it errors out. There we go. Gore attack for a an 11.
Okay. Actually, that doesn't get my armor class. My armor class is a 12.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Nice.
It's like the only attack this campaign that hasn't hit me. My armor class is so low.
Let's see here. So, actually, you can roll to see if it would have hit you or one of the mirror images. I got to see something just because he is running at you.
Oh, does he actually hit me?
No, I just want to see if he would have stopped at you or if he like actually hits one of the mirror images. If he would have,
Gotcha.
he doesn't
Okay,
hit you,
so-
but I just got to see what his positioning.
Gotcha. No, that's so.
Oh. Okay. So that's not above. Okay. So I guess he would have stopped next to you, unfortunately. I was gonna say maybe you're at the edge. He's now at the edge as well.
We're both teetering on the edge.
All right. The other Minotaur will run over at Grumthar, and he will run to try to do a gore. So let me see. So he's actually can do the movement that time. So he's going to do one axe attack at you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
And then he'll try for the gore, since he is right there. 22.
That'll hit.
He does 7 points of piercing damage.
So take 3 or 4.
If you have resistance to piercing, you would take 3.
Yeah. All right. Good.
All right. So after that, Tarnik. It is your go. Where? Oh, Cub was at the very beginning. I was like, what happened to Cub? Tarnik.
Yeah.
It is your go, sir.
We're down at the very bottom now.
All right then.
Cub would be up next, I'm guessing.
After the bear.
Yep. Tarnik would see Bordak drop. He'd look to Cub over his shoulder and say, "Get him up and fighting." And he'd run over to assist Grom over here with this. In amongst all these mirror imaged Groms.
Oh God, you're right behind it.
Tarnik would
Very
come.
precipice. Grom would look. All the
Flying
Groms would look
through
at Tarnik and be like, "Be careful! Don't fall over."
And a big. I'll probably be about there actually, like 10 feet away from the Minotaur, and swing his brand new blade of Lasara.
Oh, nice.
Glaive.
Ooh, that would definitely touch crystalline skin there.
And oh, that's a terrible damage roll.
Oh,
A total of 7 slashing damage there.
okay.
And then he'll just attack it again because that's what he can do.
Okay.
17.
17 will land.
Excellent. So hopefully he bowls more damage. That's better.
Nice.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. So total of 20 damage to that fella.
Nice.
Where's
Go ahead and roll
Where's
me
Barnett?
a strength, just a strength check. I want to see something really quick.
Strength save or?
Strength, athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Where's that one? There.
Or
Not good. I think I slipped in some blood.
all right, so it teeters on the edge because it beats you by 1, trying to keep its balance. So it is on the edge there. Excellent. And then the bear will go ahead and rush. Let's see. It will rush to. It'll go ahead and rush over here, past Grom, and try to go ahead and attack on that one.
DM,
Imagine
real quick.
Grom
Yes.
teetering at the edge of the cliff on his toe as the bear runs by.
Alright, can you ping where Bordak's character is at?
Where? Who's?
Oh, yes. I got
Bordak.
it right here.
Oh, right here.
There
He's
you
a
go.
ping. Alright.
Right
Alright.
there.
5, 7. Okay. Alright, there we go. So, first thing for. Oh, wait. Is there a Minotaur
has to
still on this?
Yeah, Minotaur is all up. Sorry, I was trying to get this bear guy to
You gotta finish the bear riff.
attack really quick.
Okay. Go ahead and do the attack, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do next.
Oh my lord. Okay, he does that. Let's go with the other one. Claw this time. Jeez. So that's 13, 14,
Got him,
16,
frag.
17, 18. He does hit. All right, excellent. So 6 on that one, and then he will roll a strength. That's a 13, and he will roll a dexterity. The bear actually is able to push him off the cliff.
Oh, heck yeah.
You hear him
To the rescue. Frag, amazing.
as he sits on his rump. It's like, and all right, Cub. We'll go with you one turn, and then we'll call it right there for a pause.
Alright, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, so what I will do is this. I'm gonna do Call Lightning.
Okay.
I don't want to center it exactly on him, but I want to center it where it will hit only him. Or is the Lich there still? Or with him as well?
Yeah, you can get both of them
Yeah, then I'll do that.
if you do it right without hitting Grumthar or me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
going to be a little hard. Let me see. Because that's a 60-foot radius, right? That's what it's saying.
Cylinder.
Yeah.
60-foot radius.
Let me see.
I thought
Cylinder
it was
that is 10 feet tall within a
something
6.
else.
Yeah.
Within 5 feet of that point. Makes a dex saving.
Let's see. When you cast a spell, she's between the cloud. Shoots from the cloud. Oh, I see. I see what he's doing. Okay, within 5 feet. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can catch it. Okay, I see. So you can. Okay, I see. So you would put it. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you can do it.
Alright, so I want to cast it there so that way it will hit both of them or so, right?
Okay, so you
Trying
can
to hit
that?
both bad guys.
right about that
You
edge.
put it
What
right
is that?
there,
Yeah,
both,
yeah.
without hitting a friend.
Yeah.
All right.
I will do that. So they'll need to make a dex saving throw of 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saving throw. Minotaurs. Oh wow, he rolled a 15, but has a -1. So okay, roll damage on that guy. And Korgath.
Alright. So that's for both of them?
Korgath is rolling right now. Korgath will not make it.
Alright. So as I rush, I go ahead and I'll my staff will start glowing blue, and I'll point it up to the sky, and I go, "Wanna charge? Call lightning!" The lightning starts calling or striking upon him. Along with that, while I'm holding down the Minotaur and Necromancer, Tico's rushing in, and he makes his distance to catch up to Bordak, and as using my bonus action, it'll do the Spare the Dying.
Oh, cool.
I don't need
Oh.
that. But I
don't
guess
need that?
if you're gonna give it to me, you can do that. No, I already used my other thing.
What, your death saving throw?
Relentless endurance. No.
He needs hit
Relentless
point.
endurance. Once per long
Huh.
rest, I can reduce if I get reduced to 0, I can make it 1 instead. No saving throws.
Oh, I didn't even know you
Oh.
used. I didn't even know you used that. So.
Okay, well, I didn't even know that they used that then. Oh,
Yeah, I got rid of. I figured I'd rather let y'all handle that until somebody can heal me and get me back up.
Okay.
because I was just trying to make sure to use my Spare the Dying on you so that you don't do the saving throws, and then I was gonna go full heal.
Well,
Okay.
that'll work.
Yeah, that'll work.
still-
I just have to say, yeah, we'll play it how it was. Just because if you would have done that, he probably would have stayed there. just because he's evil. But it is okay.
Oh,
Well, then I guess I'll have him be able to use my my healing word of my first
well,
level healing word.
I can always take that back, and he can give
No,
me his
no,
square of the
no, it's fine. No, it's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna be too worried about it. Well, just said that he didn't see you do that. If you didn't attack him or anything, because that would have also probably been an opportunity attack. But okay,
Yeah.
we can say if you wanted to do healing word next time or whenever, we'll go ahead and pause here
Yeah.
All right.
because this is probably going to be a very long fight. So, so let me go ahead and stop recording. Thank you everybody who was watching and those future watchers, and we will see you again next Sunday. Goodbye.
Uh,